What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
Mike,
And I'm Brock, and today we're doing something a little different. We're going to talk about some of my original characters that compete on my bootleg stream on Twitch. We're talking about the Badling from the What the Duck set, which is currently available at BrocsterBuilds.com. Link below.
an entire set of ducks.
An entire set of ducks. It's like
Annie ducks or some.
Yeah, I don't. There are all kinds of different. I don't think there's an actual anime among the group,
No,
but
but
they're all magically created ducks. So I guess I should explain a little backstory here. Last year during the Skinathon, I had four. I do this. Used to play this game called Stream Raiders. R.I.P. Stream Raiders, no longer with us. But I was affiliated with them. Then there were characters in the game and stuff that you could unlock. And for the event called a Skinathon, people could purchase skins and unlock stuff. So to keep it interactive during that event, I had four different cards that you can unlock for completing different things during the stream. One of the games we play is a game called Lurk Bait, where you cast a line and fish, and you can win prizes. And the first prize we had in that, a physical card, was a Lucky Duck. So he came out about a year ago, and he debuted on our Skinathon. And he was pretty popular actually. Like people were really like spending their channel points trying to get him. And me being me, thought it'd be a fun idea to make a whole stable of ducks to surround him. So this is Lucky Duck. And he has a fun mechanic called Good Luck Duck on his card, where once per match he can re-roll his pin, and he can also make his opponent re-roll his pin one time. It's actually paid off and had him turn a match around on my stream once so far. Haven't used him all that much, but so he's kind of the unofficial leader of the Badling team. Badling is a term for a group of ducks. It's called a badling.
I did not know that. I thought
Yep,
it'd be a flock.
you would think that, but it's called a badling, or as my autocorrect likes to call it all the time when I'm typing up like their stories and stuff, the balding. Well, that's just about me though.
Balding?
The balding. So the new set called What the Duck includes four new cards. We have Punchy Platypus. It's not really a duck, but he's got a duck bill
Yeah, and webbed feet.
and webbed feet. Yeah, I still think a platypus is a bird. I don't care what the scientists say. He lays eggs, or she lays eggs. I'm sorry, the female platypus lays eggs. So that's Punchy Platypus, and then we have Dead Duck, little zombie duck here. This is probably my favorite artwork from the set. Then we've got the Fallinator, a robotic duck, who's also on my shirt. Fallinator. And finally, the Golden Mallard Ranger, which is our female Power Ranger nod duck and member of the team. The Golden Mallard Ranger. So,
The thing wasn't. I never watched the Power Rangers, but
hmm
weren't pink and yellow the females?
yes. So that's why our yellow duck is a female member of the group. So yeah, that's the those are the four guys. We have the handbook here. Mike has agreed to do the dramatic reading of the handbook, unless you want me to do it.
Well, we can start off with Punchy Platypus.
All right, Punchy Platypus.
Unlike Perry the Platypus, who here's a weird fact. So if anybody ever watched Phineas and Ferb, Perry the Platypus is blue,
Hmm.
a teal color. They found out about 3 years ago that if you put a platypus under UV rays, he turns teal.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. The
So I'm
color
wondering
of
if
his
they.
pants are an
So I'm wondering if
homage
the.
there.
And Perry the Platypus came out in 2000, I think 11 or something like that.
Time travel.
So yeah, that was a weird coincidence.
Hmm.
But here we go with the dramatic reading.
Prepare yourself.
Originally, a small platypus from Victoria, Australia, Punchy Platypus's life changed forever when he stumbled into the enchanted duck pond, the same mystical waterway tied to Lucky Duck's creation. When the spell of Raja Ring royalty was reversed, the unassuming platypus underwent a magical transformation, growing to human size with enhanced strength and agility. Punchy also gained the ability to speak. Fascinated by the art of boxing, he began training relentlessly, even receiving guidance from the renowned Bobby Joe boxer.
Hmm.
His unparalleled knockout power and blinding speed defined Punchy's fighting style, enabling him to dominate opponents and end matches in record time. However, his all-offense approach leaves him vulnerable. He struggles with defense and often neglects to protect himself in the ring. Additionally, his endurance is a work in progress, making more prolonged belts particularly challenging. Punchy has joined Lucky Duck's battling team, which includes Dead Duck, Fowlinator, and Golden Mallard Ranger as the team's enforcer. Punchy uses his immense strength and knockout power to protect his allies and overwhelm their opponents. Despite his current flaws, Punchy's explosive potential makes him a key player in the battling and rising star in the NDW. With more discipline and conditioning, he could become a formidable championship contender. Sounds like somebody's got plans for a part two.
Yup, maybe. So I should have sent you
Oh,
their cards. Like it's
no, I was
hard
gonna
to
say
send.
I haven't seen these cards.
I think I might have sent you Punchy back when he was in a draft stage. I'm out of focus now.
Um, I have the Lucky Duck card,
Okay. That was before we weren't allowed to send things to Canada anymore.
and but he's upstairs because he wasn't part of the set, so I didn't bring him down.
Right on. So just real quick, I could go over his card. He has an 8-5 pin, 3 downs on level 3 defense, and 1 down on level 2 offense defense. So he does get knocked down a lot, and his pin is very high. So that kind of plays into the he's just up full steam ahead, punching, not really skilled, just
Mhm.
worried about defense. He's just looking for that knockout. He's got incredible offense. He's got like Billy Joe Boxer and Bobby Joe Boxer, the 3 straight moves through to level 3 on level 2 offense. Um, he's got 2 finishers. One's a 0 and one's a +3.
Oh,
He has the Bill Breaker and the Plata Punch. He's got a B ropes, B turnbuckle, C ring, and C death jump. So once you get this guy down, he's pretty much toast. Adding into the fact that he got enhanced skills and abilities from the enchantment, he has a -1 agility, -2 power. So
okay.
he's a decent fighter. He just has little to no defense whatsoever. He made his debut a couple nights ago on my stream. He got beaten 2 moves. So, so somebody rolled, they had a straight through level 3 move on level 1 offense. They rolled that move. He rolled level 3 defense, got it down. They hit their finisher, and it was over because he has an 8-5 pin. It was a +2 finisher. He needed an 8 or better. So I feel like that kind of balances him. He does have incredible offense, but
Yep.
just the fact that his defense is so bad, he'll pick up a
And you
fluke
don't get too
win here
many
and there.
you don't get too many 8-5 guys anymore
Mm-mm.
in the game.
Lucky Duck is also an 8-5, but I did that because of his reroll mechanic.
Yeah.
So I figured that makes him, I mean, because that's definitely an advantage being able to reroll your pin once.
And also giving them a high pin enables you to work on the card if you
Yeah, if we wanted to upgrade either one of these guys, you can.
want to power
Power
creep the
creep the punchy
ducks.
platypus. So yeah, that's the punchy platypus. My idea for him is he's like he can win a mid card title, but he's not going to keep it.
How many tags does he have?
Not one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he's straight up full steam ahead. He's an offensive machine. Other than that, he's not very good.
I was gonna say I thought you were gonna make him like a Billy Joe boxer, so he's got all offense and defense on the tags to help him
No,
get out
not
of there.
even that. Not even that. That might be for the upgrade.
Okay,
So that's the punchy
let's move
platypus.
along. Let's move
Okay.
along to the Golden Mallard Ranger.
All right, here she is.
What was the Yellow Ranger's name?
Trini.
Okay, I just didn't know if you made a play on it or not. Abby Hart was a spoiled, excuse me, teenager. Oh no, I'm joking.
Uh-oh.
From Los Angeles, known for her luxurious lifestyle, funded by her wealthy father. Hearing rumors about an enchanted duck pond, she decided to investigate the mystery. Traveling there on Daddy's dime, finding nothing unusual first, Abby prepared to leave but decided to toss a penny into the water to make a wish. To her astonishment, the coin shot back and now glowing pink and much larger. Picking it up, Abby muttered, "What the duck?" At that moment, she was transformed into a superhero golden mallard ranger. To this day, nobody knows what Abby wished for, and she's not telling. The transformation not only granted her a dazzling superhero appearance, but also imbued her with a mastery over martial arts. Embracing her new identity, Golden Mallard Ranger became the protector of the city, using her powers to fight for justice and defend the innocent. Golden Mallard Ranger is also a key member of Lucky Duck's battling team, which includes Dead Duck, Fowlinator, and Punchy Platypus. As battling's representative in the women's division, she's a top contender for the NDWA Women's Championship, combining her heroic spirit and combat skills to prove herself in the ring.
Great dramatic reading. Here you can see the pink coin is in her belt, just like the power coin from Power Rangers.
Taking your word for all this.
Yeah. So this the Golden Mallard Ranger, she's kind of a fun character. Kind of a middle of the road kind of level. Like she'll win some, she'll lose most, but she's got a decent card. She's got some tags on her card, unlike Punchy Platypus. She's got a 6-3 pin. Her finisher is the Golden Impact, which is a +2 finisher. She's got a B in ropes turnbuckle and death jump and an A in the ring. She's a -1 agility, +2 power. She's got some fun little nods to Power Rangers on her card. Her first two moves on level 1 offense are fancy martial arts poses and more fancy martial arts poses. Because the Power Rangers seem to do that a lot before actually fighting. So that's just a little joke there if you're a fan of uh that fandom there. It's just something to make you chuckle, I guess. But pretty solid card. Like I said, she's not overly tough, but she's slightly above average, I'd say. But I felt like the team needed a women's representative, and the Golden Mallard Ranger was a good way to get that into this quintet of characters. Um, yeah, just straight up nod to Power Rangers. Needed a female character, and I've always been a Power Rangers fan, and why not make a Power Ranger duck?
Hey, might as well. It's an interesting character, and to throw it into the women's division
Hmm.
can make it interesting.
Yeah, I think she'll be fun. But yeah, she's 5'4", 118 pounds, so she's kind of small.
Yeah. Oh, she looks at two in her card. She's not.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but
She,
all these cards were drawn by Adamant's art. Follow him on Instagram. I'll put a link to him below as well. Trying to get the focus. There we go.
yeah, she reminds me of, a superhero that you'd see on DuckTales.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that reference. I see it. I see it now.
No, DuckTales I did watch.
That's around the same time period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's head into oh,
she'll be a fun one just for the women's division. Like I said, she probably has the best chance of picking up some wins of all these cards.
mid-card women wrestler. Can she be using tag or is she just straight up?
Yeah, she's got four tags on her card, five tags on her
Okay.
card actually. So should be a good tag asset for sure.
Next up is the Fallinator
The Falinator, there he is, right off the assembly line.
from Shibuya, Japan. Fallinator was originally designed to be the hottest toy of the holiday season, a robotic duck with cutting-edge mechanical parts. However, the toy failed to meet necessary safety requirements, delaying its release. Rising production costs eventually forced the project to be abandoned and later canceled altogether. The prototype, the only remaining item from what could have been the next big craze, was left gathering dust until one of the lead designers, frustrated by the failure, stole the prototype and dumped it into the mysterious duck pond in a fit of despair. At first, nothing happened, and the designer left disappointed. But many months later, something magical occurred. The toy duck emerged from the duck pond, now 10 times its original size, standing roughly 5 feet tall and fully sentient, calling himself Fallinator. The metallic marvel took the wrestling ring where his robotic construction gives him incredible endurance, allowing him to outlast many opponents in grueling matches. Fallinator communicates using a robotic voice with 25 pre-recorded phrases such as target acquired, quack, attack, engaged, and error, opponent malfunctioning. Fallinator has joined Lucky Duck's battling team in NDW alongside Dead Duck, Punchy Platypus, and Golden Mallard Ranger. His near indestructible build, tireless energy, and quirky speech makes him a reliable and unforgettable member of the group, solidifying battling as a serious force in the ring. Okay, I have a question. How does he feel pain?
He doesn't.
Okay,
You
so
just have to beat him up.
he's like Destructon 3000.
He is, but not nearly as good. So he's heavy. He's only 5 foot tall, but he's 415 pounds because he's full of metallic gears and circuits and things like that. And like the story said, he can only speak in the 25 pre-recorded phrases. I'll have to come up with 25 of those and actually list them somewhere. I just gave myself homework. But he's got an interesting move on his card called the Iron Beak Blast, where he actually shoots the beak off of his face like a rocket, but he can only use it once until he picks the beak back up and reattaches it to his face. So on his defense, on each level of defense, he has a retrieve beak option. So if he uses the Iron Beak Blast, which is an add one move, he can't use it again until he picks the beak back up and reattaches it. Just to, mix things up, make it a little gimmicky for him.
No, no, hey,
He's got
why
a pl
not?
right, why not? He's the Falinator. So that's the Iron Beak Blast, which is probably his biggest gimmicky thing. And he's got all kinds of robotic references on there and stuff too. His finisher is called the Foul Ender. It's a zero finisher. There's nothing added to it. It's um just his finisher. It's a bear hug using his, robotic strength. Could be pretty dangerous. Um, he's got a 4-1 pin, which ties into the whole like he's got endurance. I figure like characters like him and like some of the monster characters that are in NDW, instead of like taking damage or feeling the pain and wearing down, it's just like they're like the zombie characters literally falling apart as he takes fatigue instead of like actually getting fatigued. He's literally like falling apart. And so that I feel like same with this guy, he's just taking damage. Um, he's got pretty good stats compared to the others. He's got a +2 agility, -3 power because he is robotic and he's designed that way. He's got a B ropes, A turnbuckle, B ring, A death jump. Disqualification of 6 though, so he's got the highest disqualification of the group.
So he's an angry little robot.
He is. Just doesn't understand when to quit. But he's been, I think, the one people on stream so far seem to be most excited about. He's yet to debut, but whenever they were trying to catch the, I should say, like before, I'd never intended to sell this set. It was always going to be winnable through that lurk bait game, but because I took a long hiatus from streaming, I figured, yeah, if people want them, they can run out and grab them. So they are available now in that way. But the Falconer, I think will be fun. Once I figure out, I'm gonna make a list of the 25 pre-recorded phrases, and then that'll be fun in writing stories because he just doesn't know how to respond to people. He just says those things. But his look, I showed this to Grant on his podcast. He goes, "Was this Five Nights at Freddy's inspired?" It absolutely was. I told Chris when he was drawing, I'm like, think Five Nights at Freddy's for the robotic look and everything. But we decided to leave the torso bare instead of putting like a fuzzy suit on him or something like that. Just show off some metallic rivets and all that stuff, just to make him look a little different. There's some real detail in his legs and stuff here. If I can get it to focus,
No, I see the wires and everything.
wiring and all that. There we go. So he's pretty intricate, but I'm way out of focus now. That's the Falinator. I think he's fun. I mean, none of these guys are meant to be taken seriously, but as a group, I think they'll be fun to drop in a Fed if you have room for a team of ducks.
Yeah, maybe you don't have a main Fed. You got a Fed of just or drop them in. What was that other GWF feeder Fed?
FTR,
FTR. If you
yeah,
if
they'd
you have
fit
an
in there
FTR Fed,
perfectly.
yeah, they'd slide in there nicely.
Yeah, their skill level is right about where they should be for that, and yeah, they might actually compete in an FTR Fed, but
It could work.
it
You just
can
need a
work.
duck manager now.
What the Duck Part Two?
Okay, let's with the last member, Dead Duck.
Dead Duck. He's our zombie duck.
Dead Duck's story begins with Denny the duck, a beloved pet who brought joy to a family's home. Tragically, Denny was attacked by a hawk and mortally wounded, leaving the family desperate to save him. Hearing rumors of the mysterious duck pond that produced miraculous transformations, they rushed Denny to its enchanted waters, hoping for a miracle. Sadly, they arrived too late and Denny had already succumbed to his injuries. Not knowing what else to do, the father decided to lay Denny to rest, placing his body in the waters, offering a final burial at sea. To their astonishment, the pond's magic worked, but not in the way they had expected. Denny's lifeless body was reanimated, rising from the water as Dead Duck, a zombified version of their once beloved pet. Now, as part of Lucky Duck's battling team, Dead Duck brings his undead resilience to the NDW ring. While he is the least skilled fighter of the group, Dead Duck's ability to endure punishment and his unpredictability allows him to inflict a surprising amount of damage on opponents. He has even managed to pick up a few upset victories, proving he's more than just comic relief in the ring. Dead Duck adds a spooky yet endearing touch to the battling, rounding out the team alongside Lucky Duck, Falconer, Punchy Platypus, and Golden Mallard Ranger. Together, they quack their way through the NDW roster, leaving fans wondering what Dead Duck might do next. So, can he
Cool.
talk?
No, no, he's kind of the only one I think that can speak. Well, Golden Mallard Ranger could speak. Valinator has 25 pre-recorded phrases. Punchy Platypus, I think, was the only one that was not human that could actually speak. Lucky Duck doesn't speak at all. He just squeaks. That's in his bio, which is not included in the handbook you have there. But he only squeaks. The interesting thing about Dead Duck is he does not have a finisher. He just has a couple of add one moves on level 3 instead because he's not smart enough to know to pin somebody.
So
So
he's
he's
like
just
Grovel.
just like grovel, yeah. So we'll see how that works out for him. His defense is terrible though, so he's going to be a punching bag. I didn't put this in the handbook, but I just thought of it now. I feel like because these are ducks, they should follow the free bird rule for tag teams, where any combination of them can be the tag team to represent the badling.
And they come into the song Disco Duck. Oh, there's another duck.
Disco Duck could be another one. Didn't Sam Looptack have a Disco Duck bootleg?
I honestly do not remember.
I
He
think he
very well
did.
could have.
I think he did.
I do not know. I've got about 30 Sam Luptak bootlegs from his uh his one promotion he had.
Power.
Power. That's it.
I'll have to see. I think there was a Disco Duck character.
I'm unsure on that one. But you can order it in the links and
Yeah, BrocsterBuilds.com, link below if you want a copy of the Badling for yourself.
and they are limited.
They are
You
limited.
don't have an unlimited amount there.
I did not. Order today.
So if you want one,
The
you can order the shirt. Now, we did
shirt is
not do
available
this on
too.
purpose. We did not mean to coordinate pink shirts.
Mm-mm. I think they're the
I
same
wore
shade of pink too.
I wore the pink because I coach a wrestling team and I let the kids pick the colors.
Hmm.
And this year they went with pink with the black.
Wonder why.
Because we don't allow the same colors every year.
I was thinking the Bret Hart reference.
Yeah, well, we about 5 years ago we did all black with hot pink.
There you go.
So they saw me wearing it the one time and they're like, the new team this year wanted this color.
Cool.
So I'm like, hey,
I think the
let's
official
do it.
name of this color is Heather Berry, which is this shirt is also available at BrocksterBuilds.com. Link below. These are
Listen,
made to order though. I don't see it. I don't have anything to do with these shirts. You order them, somebody makes them and sends them to you, and it's not me. So,
and you earn 1/4 from every
yeah,
shirt.
right. Maybe. I'm not even sure if I get that. But so yeah, since the Badling group is a kind of a comedy act, I thought our Mount Rushmore, we can talk about our favorite comedic real life wrestlers or groups.
You want to go first or do you want me to?
It's up to you. I think you went first last time. I could go first.
Okay. What was your category you thought of? So you probably had it in mind.
All right. So my first group, I'm going to go with Three Count from the dying days of WCW. They were the boy band with the addition of Tank Abbott as their roadie, who would lay down their circles that they danced in. I think they had some fun comedic segments throughout the years there at the end of WCW. I'm going to go with Santino Marella. He was like the only comedic act when he was passing through WWE, and he had some really good ones. My favorite is "You got a big mouth, John Cena,"
Yeah, John Cena.
and he completely broke Cena, and he started laughing at him. It was great. I'm also a fan of R-Truth right now, even though you don't see him much anymore. He's definitely one of my favorite comedic wrestlers.
Th-
He
that
breaks a
dude
lot of
is
people.
hilarious.
He is. He is. You never know what he's gonna say.
And from what I understand too, he's the only guy, even Vince didn't script. He just
Just
told him, "You go nuts," and you can see him, and he legitimately cracks guys up
uh-huh.
because they don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like when he came out to the women's battle royal, they were just like, "Go do it."
My favorite is when he brought the ladder into the Royal Rumble and climbs
Yeah,
the ladder. He's like,
and again, they didn't tell the other wrestlers what he was doing.
uh-huh.
They're just like, "What?" And they just all went with it because it's our truth.
Right. It's classic. It's gold. And my last one, I'm gonna go with the Bushwhackers.
And who would be your honorable mention?
Sami Zayn as a member of the Bloodline.
Oh, yeah, he had some pretty funny parts. Okay, for me, I'm going to go with number one, a guy who I met years ago wrestling in Detroit, Shane Helms as the Hurricane.
Oh, the Hurricane was great.
Him
I
and
got hero powers.
those segments with The Rock,
The Hamburglar.
oh, comedy gold, Jerry.
Hmm.
Then the first guy I used to laugh in the ring with when he would come in, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant,
Oh yeah.
and he kind of had an odd little group with him, but there was Jimmy Valiant, Bugs McGraw, Bugsy McGraw, and uh, another guy I can't remember. Rufus R. Freight Train Jones. They did some crazy, funny stuff in the ring. They were the first guys I saw do anything like that.
Hmm.
That threesome when they'd fight the bad guys, and Jimmy Valiant would do the dog pee thing where he'd pretend to be
Yeah.
a dog and pee on you. And
Jimmy could go too.
yep,
Like he
and
if
Bugsy
it.
McGraw,
Hmm.
he'd turn his TV upside down so it looked like he was winning the matches and getting paid. Um, that's one there. 'Cause I'm going to count that as a whole group.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hurricane and those three. Then I'm
Hurricane
going to
was
go
also a
with
member of
Santino
Three
Morella.
Count.
Yeah,
Santino
I'm going to
Morella.
go with Santino Morella as well. He honestly cracked me up so much. The honkometer.
Yeah, the honkometer, the incredibly racist honkometer, as he
Yep.
called it.
He it just made me laugh. And again, our truth
Hmm.
because he our truth made me laugh all the time. And then I'm going to go with a ring announcer that made me laugh.
Okay.
Joel Gertner from ECW.
Okay. Okay. The quintessential stud muffin.
Just how he talked and introduced people. He brought like headlining to ring announcing.
Yeah, he did. And then they
He
just made him a manager after that because he was just so good at that.
yeah he first he came out in his tuxedo, and then it was a tuxedo with no shirt, and then he was wearing the neck brace, and
With the bow tie around it.
yeah, completely went, and it did make me laugh for that.
Yeah, he was a good time. He was ahead of his time too. Some of the
Oh yeah,
stuff he was saying. Probably couldn't say any of it now, but
no, hotter than a 15-year-old girl in a field hockey uniform. Yep, that's going to get you canceled.
yeah, yeah. Can't do that anymore, Joel. Right
We
on.
can wrap this up.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out those cards we talked about earlier, the link is below. Also below, you'll find all of our friends who make Filsinger Games related content, including the official Filsinger Games podcast roll-up, the Legends team's Uncharted Territory, Dizzy Dice from Lee Longpree, Grant Pachoko's solo promoter. Grant is also here on YouTube, as well as Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling, Brad Plays 81, and Bucky 749. I'm on Twitch again, streaming Sunday nights, my NDW Fed, if you want to check that out. You can see these ducks in action. And yeah, that's about it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Night, everyone.
Good night.